Okay, first question from you guys today. This one might be a little heavy, but Adam Rayner asks, "Hey Jake, I'm 42, been gaming all my life. The last couple of months, I've lost all passion for gaming. Do you have any advice or recommendations on how I could possibly get the passion back?" I have answered this question one way or another, different variations at different points. But for you personally, I say I'm sorry you're feeling that way. That is a bummer, but that's something that we all go through. And it's not just with gaming. Maybe you're an avid reader. Sometimes you just don't read books. Maybe you love sports. Sometimes you just don't get out there and play them, or you fall out of shape. It happens. I kind of treat this like you can treat other things in life, where it's like acknowledge that it happens. You don't have to beat yourself up about it. But for losing the passion for gaming, there's a couple of things. The first thing is very destructive to my bottom line, and it's just don't watch me or don't watch gaming stuff. Step out of the culture a little bit. The reality is, I mean, I know I lean a little bit more on the positive side of stuff, but still, gaming culture as a whole can often be very negative, or at the very least, loud and exhausting. Some of that negativity is warranted, valid. Some of it, I think, isn't. But either way, you don't have to engage with it. You don't have to engage with any of it. Yes, people do it for fun, but sometimes, you have too much fun, or you need a shakeup, a refresh. Stepping away from a hobby, but I also think like the culture surrounding a hobby can be healthy for time to time. You can develop. You can start like really genuinely going back to either thinking for yourself, developing your own new tastes you didn't even really know you had, stuff like that. On the other hand, I can say what I often do if I ever fall out of love of gaming, or I'm just a little burnt or not caring as much. I go back and play old stuff. I play the stuff I love, and it reminds me why I love video games so much. I mean, you can even do it with if modern games are really getting you down. I don't know, maybe for some, a lot of people have a new awakening when they play Red Dead Redemption 2, right? But hey, even if maybe you played Red Dead Redemption 2 and you're like, I don't like this game is too up its own ass, maybe go back and play Gun or something like that. Grand Theft Auto 5 not doing it for you? I don't know, go back and play 3. Or if you're older, just go play the original Grand Theft Auto. Or just replay one of your favorite games of all time. I replay the original Metal Gear Solid at this point almost on a yearly basis. I also have Tony Hawk's Pro Skater installed on all my devices just to go for a quick high score run. I think going back and playing old stuff can remind you what you really like about games, what you really want, what you really expect or demand from games. That may also make it harder to go back to modern gaming, and you can't help but compare and contrast. But the reality is, nobody's forcing you to play Grand Theft Auto 5. You can just continue to play Vice City if you want. And honestly, I think for some people, it'll give them that hit, and that's the passion there. I'm kind of all over the place with this one, but I'm just throwing a lot of ideas at you, things that have worked for me, my mindset, stuff like that. But yeah, here's a random idea I just came up with. It's probably a really bad idea. Try a new hobby, try a hobby that you know you're probably gonna hate, and then it'll force you back to the one that you actually loved all along. That's a bad idea, but I don't know. Anyway, thank you for your question. This is a Q&A video. Every month, I essentially do a longer video here where I take your questions that you leave in the comments of this video to talk about gaming news, current events, topics I haven't hit, old video games, movies, comic books, whatever you want. It's fun to chat about stuff I wouldn't normally talk about in other videos. So leave comments in this video, leave your questions down there, and then in the next video, I'll take from those here. So anyway, the next question here, this is from Rizwan Raya, who says, what are your expectations from Elder Scrolls 6? I'll keep this short. At this point, honestly, what I want from Elder Scrolls 6 is to feel significantly, massively different from Bethesda's previous games. I don't want it to feel like Skyrim. I don't want it to feel like Fallout 4, and I don't want it to feel like Starfield. I want it to feel like a massively upgraded, overhauled, significant new thing. Something I haven't experienced before, whether it be new location, new characters, stuff like that, gameplay elements, yes, but also in terms of gameplay feel, in terms of, I don't know, sense of exploration, things that can be completely flipped, reworked on their heads. That's what I want to see. I know I'm not a game developer. I'm not going to tell them how to make their thing, but honestly, from Elder Scrolls 6, that's it. I just want it to feel really, really fresh, not even necessarily worth the wait. Honestly, the expectations of 10 plus years, that's insurmountable. I think just more on a normal sense, just expecting a good sequel, a sequel that really fundamentally overhauls and tries new things. And before we keep going, this video is brought to you by longtime sponsor Vessi. So if you are new around here, you should know that Vessi has had our backs for a while now. They deliver dependable, comfortable footwear, variety of different shapes, styles, and colors for every situation. But the most important thing is that they're 100% waterproof. But they don't feel like a waterproof shoe. They're just straight up good, normal footwear. And the way I look at it, it's 2025, maybe new year, new you. You're looking to up your shoe game. Maybe you're looking to get outside more. Maybe you're exercising. Whatever you're doing, Vessi has a shoe for you. For me, check out these. These are the Stormburst Low. They're a little dirty right now because I wear them constantly, but they do wash off. These, in my opinion, are the GOATs. I wear these all the time. The thicker sole, nice and stretchy, easy to put on, but most importantly, comfortable. But whether you got the Stormburst Low, the Stormburst High, whatever you're rocking, having a waterproof shoe just gives you an added degree of freedom. You can get a little gutsy because you never have to worry about stepping in the mud, stepping in a puddle, anywhere you go, because you're fine. That confidence to where you're stepping actually makes a big difference. You'd be surprised. So if you want to check this out, maybe get some freedom from rainy days in 2025 or snowy days. I've been rocking these in the snow. All you got to do is click the link in the description down below or head to vessi.com/onjake and enjoy 15% off your first purchase at checkout. Yes, 15% off your first purchase at checkout. All you got to do, vessi.com/onjake. Check it out, and big thanks to Vessi for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to whatever I was saying. What was I saying? Dion Griffin says, I would like to know, where is Little Devil Inside? My Nintendo Switch is getting old. Damn. Yeah, I actually forgot about that one. Little Devil Inside and Hollow Knight Silk Song are kind of like neck and neck at this point, right? In terms of games that were announced, look incredible, and then just never happened. Little Devil Inside, though, has been around for a long time. The most recent update we got from it was actually in 2024. There was a new trailer that highlighted some stuff, and the developers did post somewhere that they do want to provide periodic updates. But since then, there hasn't really been anything. So that's it. I'm glad we got a newer trailer in 2024. It was nice to see the game return. But that's really it. You know, it's a really interesting project that has gone on for so long. I believe since I just discovered this before this video, I was like, yeah, where is it? This was initially slated to be like a PS4, Xbox One, and Wii U and PC game. One of the early trailers back from 2017. Yes, was labeled for Xbox One, Wii U, PS4. That's crazy. Oh, look, they're a small team. I know it takes a long time to make things. They might not even be making it full time. I don't know how it's working behind the scenes, but all I can do is still just patiently wait and wish them the best. Sometimes I like getting like hyped up about a video game and thinking about it and obsessing about it a lot and waiting for it to come out. But then other times I'm happy with something just completely disappearing and showing back up and you go, oh yeah, and it's great. Hopefully that's what happens with Little Devil Inside. Deepakster says, hey Jake, I know you're an Assassin's Creed fan and I'm also an AC guy myself. What's your take on AC, Shadows, and Helix? Future of the AC games. Please talk about it and do a video on your best AC moments. Maybe I'll do AC moments at some point. But Shadows, I did put out a little bit of a take on the Friends Per Second podcast, as well as on Game Ranks a little bit. I did preview it. I did play 4 hours of the game, or a work in progress version, and I'm not into it. I just like from a gameplay standpoint and like the characters and writing, I'm just not feeling it. It just didn't grab me after 4 hours of like, you know, playing a character that had some moves, had some loot, like, you know, pretty in the game. And it just didn't grab me. Again, if you want to see my full thoughts, I would say check out the Friends Per Second podcast where I talk about it with Lucy and Skill Up. But what I really wanted to focus on is that, look, you guys are going to dog on me because I'm here like looking forward to a Ubisoft game. I still just like hope for the best. I don't know. Look, that Helix screen, the legendary one, I'll show it up here where it got people excited about possible things in AC games. For me, the Jazz Age Junkie ones, I think was the coolest. I still think kind of like a Prohibition, New York, New Jersey type of thing could also be really, really fun. Kind of like a gang, you know, Derringer style Assassin's Creed game would be really, really interesting. And then in terms of things that, like I said, are actually slated, I got Helix and Hex mixed up. But yes, Hex is that like Witch Trials one, and I can't help but be excited for that. I think the idea on paper is really cool. Are they going to blow it? Who knows? Some of the people behind the scenes working on it, I think, are up for it. I think they're pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people were looking forward to AC Shadows, you know, Assassin's Creed finally being in feudal Japan. And I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be good. I think the jury's still out for me personally. So now I'm at this point where I'm like, oh, cool. that new Project Hex sounds like a really cool location for an Assassin's Creed game. I just hope it can live up to like what I'm generating in my mind. The idea just sounds cool, unique, the setting, everything like that, the time in history. So I can't help but like hope that's good. That's something that I do want to check out. I hope it doesn't feel like Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Odyssey and whatever. I hope it's like the next thing for Assassin's Creed, but we'll just have to wait and see. Probably for a long time, and that is if everything even works out for Ubisoft. This was a comment from my last Q&A. I don't know what I was talking about, but Eat Many Zoos says, sports are already games. If I wanted to play sports, I'd go outside with real people. Sports games players, you're just playing with action figure. I'm sorry, man. I think you're in the... I think you're in the wrong place, sir. This is a Wendy's. We talk about video games here. It's all action figures, and we love it. Anyway, Deadly Short 666 says, Jake, what's your coffee setup? All right, this is gonna out me. This is a little extra. So I like a French press coffee. That's like my boom boom, like weekend, nice, like zen, like, make the coffee. It's really good. But I also have a diner style coffee pot. Like I have a Bunn stainless steel coffee maker. I got this thing years ago and held on to it until I could finally set it up, cleaned it off and stuff. And it's fantastic. You just throw a pot of coffee on during the day and you just have that pot, you slam it all day. Look, I know people like different types of coffees from different parts of the world. I appreciate an incredible espresso like the next person, but I also at the end of the day, I am like a New York American, so I like a 7-Eleven or like diner style cup of coffee. So I can get that in the comfort of my own home. Jesus Drank Wine says, how was going back to watch the Indiana Jones movies after playing the game? Had you seen them before, and what was your favorite? Of course I had seen them, and yes, I did actually get in the indie mood and watch them after playing The Great Circle. And it's still like I understand why Last Crusade and Raiders are these incredible films. I love them. But for me, it's a matter of like what got to me first. Sometimes I think that affects you. And the first Indiana Jones I was exposed to is the most violent, dark one. It's Temple of Doom. Why did my mom show me that one? I have no idea. But I love it, and I still love it to this day. The action, impeccable. The sets, incredible. Short Round, one of the best sidekicks literally ever to do it. Ever. And I confidently mean that. So yes, like there are definitely some issues with Temple of Doom and like even like the portrayal of the character and stuff like that when you compare them to the other two. Spielberg apparently was in a very dark place in like a divorce when he was making this one, and it shows. But it's still just great. I love them all. All three are my children. Temple of Doom was also a great example of like the internet, and like the internet came around and you go on it and you're like, oh boy, I can't wait to go on the internet. And then you find out massive groups of people hate something that you loved and you didn't even realize. I was like, I went on the internet like, everybody loves Temple of Doom. It's just another Indiana Jones movie. And then I was like, wait, what? People hate this movie? Giovanni Ortiz says, hey, are you reading any comics lately? If so, what are you reading? As of right now, I just read Night Fever by Ed Brubaker, a short story. It's kind of like noir inspired. It's just kind of about a regular guy who kind of spirals. It's kind of like a dark and gritty Midnight in Paris, the Woody Allen movie. That's a weird way to describe it, but it was really good. Ed Brubaker also is a great writer. I also have reread, I haven't read it since I was a teenager, Daredevil Born Again. Absolutely incredible. Frank Miller, I think, writes a fantastic Daredevil. He also writes a really incredible Captain America, who shows up for a little while in that arc. And that put me down on the downward spiral of just like going back and rereading a bunch of Captain America stuff. There's so much nuance to Captain America that I think a lot of people don't understand, and I love it. Paul Haber 8128 says, are you ever going to show us your game room / setup? Yes, I will. I promise at some point. You ever like have, so like I still feel like my room isn't finished. I moved in like what at this point, like a year and a half ago. I'm still not done. So give me a little while. It's still a mess where you can't see. Applerski says, I know you like vampires as much as I do. Do you think we will get a new Castlevania considering the resurrection and success of Silent Hill or Legacy of Kain? And if you had to choose one, which one? Oh my God. That's tough because on the one hand, oh man, oh shit, this is going to be hard. All right, so having just replayed like the re-release remasters of Legacy of Kain, I absolutely love them. And I mean, I don't know if the modern like game studios can understand and like continue that storytelling and that world building stuff. I think they would fumble it. And then on the other hand, I think if it were like rebooting Legacy of Kain or Castlevania or like putting out a new Castlevania, I don't know. I am legitimately. When was the last time you guys saw me like stumped in a video? I don't know. I don't know what I want, and that's not an insult to either one. I like them both quite a bit. I think I definitely like personally like Legacy of Kain more. So I could defer to that, yes, but like I would love to see a new, modern, full, like fledged Castlevania game. That could be incredible. Make a new Belmont, revive an old one. I don't know. There's so much fun there, and gameplay wise, that's cool. And then Legacy of Kain, it's weird. It's a little bit more complicated for me, but yeah, damn, that was a good question. You just like totally screwed me up. I think that's a good place to end it. This has been another Q&A. Hopefully this, killed some time for you if you were like taking out the garbage, raking some leaves, going for a walk, washing your dishes like I've mentioned before, whatever. Thank you for listening to me. Just like talking about stuff I love, stuff I find interesting. And if you get that, if you get what I'm trying to put out here, clicking a like button helps me, and that's all you really got to do. Thank you. But like I said, leave questions, anything you want me to talk about in the comment section down below, and I will answer them in the next video. Bonus points for anything topical, anything like new current event gaming stuff that I just haven't touched on as much. But also, yeah, I like talking about old shit. So hit me with whatever you want. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm Jake Baldino. Subscribe because video games. Pizza's on me. I need another cup of coffee, so I'm gonna go do that. Excuse me.